Welcome back to 97.7 FM, Cityscape and Film in Valleywood. We have a great interview with our friend Caleb Phoenix.
Hey, what's up? It's been a while.
Yeah, welcome back. Now I know that every time you come down, you tell us about all your projects and all these exciting things. And we were talking off cameras a little while ago, and he's this man has his 2025 year calendar all lined up with projects.
I
So
do.
let's get right into it and just tell us what is the next project you're promoting.
Let's see. So right now, I do have a film that finally came out, and it's. I just realized that it's already December of this year, and when we started shooting last December of last year, I do remember from the previous interview that we had that film was like still like in development and stuff, but I'm happy to say it finally came out, and it's cool because they already started premiering it and showing it at different like festivals and stuff. I think the first one was in Atlanta that they showed in Atlanta, Georgia, and then right now there's a couple in LA as well, and then from what I got tagged in, I believe in February is going to be when they're going to be showing it at the Austin Revolution Festival, I think.
Okay.
So it's gonna be cool
Fantastic.
because it's the film's called El Llorón, and just working on set with these amazing actors, Renee Victor, Eric Anderson, Bobby Soto, the amazing Valente,
That's
Valente
right.
Rodriguez,
Shout out to Valente.
El Tío.
Yeah.
It's cool, it's special. Big thanks to Rodrigo, Ruby, Brenda, that really like I got that opportunity to be on set with them and work alongside with them as well. I was their assistant, their driver, and then eventually they threw me in there like with them so I can have some screen time with them, and it was cool because just being around that type of like environment and stuff. Like a lot of people forget that I've been doing this since I was like 15, and so technically I became like a what is it, like a teenage actor. And then when I got established at 15 with my first print commercial, I think that's what I did. Yeah, it was like a print commercial. I just kept going at it, and so really like to work and to build up this entire career in 10 years, it's been really cool. So to be on set, you know from remembering when I was in LA, and then I'm on set for the first time ever. I kind of just took what is it, like
Like a sabbatical. That's some time
yeah,
off?
like I just jumped into it.
Okay, you jump right. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
what is it called? Like when you like a leap of faith.
Okay, leave it there. There you go. There you go.
And I do remember being 15 and being like like on set at Universal Studios. It was really cool. So from 10 years going through like a lot of stuff, this industry isn't easy, but still pulling through and continuing to pretty much study like the craft, enjoy it, work on it, embrace it. It was really, really refreshing and very, very cool to be on a project like that. So it's gonna be a pretty good film.
Very
Trust
interesting.
me.
Now, not only are you an actor, but you're also in modeling, right? You've done modeling. I think we've got some pictures that you guys can show in the background.
Yeah, I haven't modeled in a very long time. I mean, I used to when I was a kid, but whenever my agent would like book me for stuff, then I would do like a little bit of like like commercials for like McDonald's or pretty much like other companies that would hire me and book me. And so I remember doing that, and like I kind of forgot that as an artist you kind of need to know how to like model. And like again, like I used to know and I kind of did it, but I was like, I don't think this is really for me. But whenever I'm on sets or whenever I have to do like headshots and stuff like that, that's when you realize like, oh, okay, cool. Like
Comes in handy.
it really comes in handy because in a way it's like when you're doing your headshots, you are modeling in a way, but at the same time it's like you really got to know what you're doing. It's not just like, okay, you know like if the camera's here, it's not just like, okay, stand right here and smile, and you're just smiling. It's there's a specific art form when it comes to that. And so the how I got into it again was actually through an old friend that I reconnected with, who actually did my headshots. Um, like her name's Audrey. Like I've known her for about a little bit over 5 years. Yeah, a little bit over 5 years, because she sent me like a throwback video earlier this morning or yesterday. But I needed a photographer for my new headshots because, well, one, I was about to get signed with a new agency, and so I needed current headshots that match how I look right now, especially with the long hair, the beard, and so really, like, I was looking for a photographer, and out of all the photographers that I know, for some odd reason, like, her name just kept popping up in my mind, and I'm like, Audrey, 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 and I'm like, well, it's been like a couple of years. Well, I'll reach out. And so I did, like, we reached out, we did the session, amazing photos. Even my team was like, oh wow, like, who did these? And I'm like, oh, my friend Audrey, Audrey Barrera, like, she's really cool. And yeah, we got to reconnect, and then she was telling me, like, I followed her progress throughout the years. Even though we didn't really talk, we still had each other on social media. So once in a while, like, I would see her stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, oh, she's doing this. Oh, cool.
So shout out to Audrey Barrera, right?
Yes, Audrey. Yeah, she's awesome. So she introduced me to her company that's called Let's Stay Creative, and like I've heard about it, I've seen it, but like I said, like I was doing other projects left and right, but I'm happy that moment where it's like, all right, well, let me reach out, and then come to find out, like, we just reconnected again, and pretty much like the vibe was like there still, and like it was a great thing. And so she had invited me out to one of her events. I think it was like in October, the very first one ever that like I attended, and it was cool because the environment there, the vibe there, it's really cool because it's literally models, photographers that are there. And for me, it was very different because, like I said, I'm used to, like, different sets where there's directors, there's PAs, there's this, there's that. Or normally whenever I work with a photographer, whenever I'm booked for something, it's just pretty much like you go in and get out type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like quick sessions that you got to do and then all that. But being there was actually really helpful for me because it was just like the environment was different for me. Something that I wasn't used to, where it's not about like egos, and it's not about like, oh, like, so which, what have you done? And, oh, who's like the biggest person you worked with? Stuff like that. Because again, I'm around that all the time. But with her and being around so many like talented people and really just overall like really cool people to be around with, I don't know, I felt, I was like, this is really cool. Like, I enjoy this coming from a whole different background. I enjoy it. And so, like, I kept going and going. And then really, like, it just like helped me a lot because there was also, I guess I needed that change of environment because, life happens, and, there was a couple of things I was going through. But anytime I would show up there, it was kind of like an escape for me. So like I'd be there and it's like very like helpful and relaxing and, enjoyable. And that's kind of like what I needed. And so she really like helped me out as well, like in a personal way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like she did help me like with a couple of things that were happening. Pretty much like moral support.
Yeah.
And so really like when I took some time, I think it was like November, right before Thanksgiving, I took some time just to pretty much escape what was happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't really tell anybody because it was like the beginning of the year wasn't that great, and the ending of last year wasn't great either, and so there was a lot of things that I kept, you know, pretty much distracting myself because I thought, okay, if I distract myself, then I won't think about it, and I'll do more progressive stuff. But it, eventually, how's that saying? Where what goes around comes around.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it happened. Unfortunately, it did. And I thought I was mature for it, but obviously, I wasn't. So I decided just to actually deal with it. And so she really did help me a lot, like with that. And that's why, for her, like no matter where I'm at in the world or time zone, or if I'm on tour or if I'm on set or whatever, she's always gonna have my moral support. I'm whenever she needs anything, like I'm there. Um, she's always gonna have like a safe environment around me, so you can literally talk about anything, and it's like, like I won't judge or
Yeah.
criticize. It's more kind of like, okay, well, if you have something to say, go for it. Like, you're more than welcome. So I really do cherish her a lot, and like I do value her a lot. I'm so proud of everything that she's done. Like I am, like, I'm super proud of her, and she's always gonna be welcomed, like in, I guess you can say, like my world, where it's cool. So she's amazing. So she's really helped me a lot, and that's I think that's what I needed, just a change in environment, a change in pretty much like even like my own friend group too, because I did lose a lot of people only because, like, I'm real busy. Not everybody's gonna understand that. Like, if I'm not here for a birthday, don't take it personal. It's because either I'm doing something or I'm out somewhere. So I do miss out, like a lot of events every year, especially like with friends and stuff. But like I said, like it was really helpful to know that I do have a strong support system. Um, and so that's pretty much like how I got back into it.
Fantastic.
And so I don't know, she's amazing.
Next time you come here with us, bring her with you.
Yeah, no, I'll talk
so
to
we
her.
can meet her.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her. She's
and
amazing.
And I'm glad you're sharing that with us, because I think it's probably the first time that we have an artist here in the studio, and we were able to sit down and have like a real talk. Because we all go through stuff, every single one of us, and then and so you're willing to just talk about it and say, and you were sharing with me right before, you said, I'm in a really good place right now.
Yeah, like I'm
life,
really in
career.
a yeah, like it's because,
congratulations.
Like I said, like awesome. There was just so much behind the scenes that was happening that, like, I didn't really tell anybody, because throughout the years, like I said, from 15 years old, and I booked my first commercial, and then it went on the air, both national and international. Right off the bat, I became like the school's celeb, which I never liked that word because I don't consider myself like that. I'm just an artist who just loves art and like the crafts. I don't really do much of like the whole like follow and likes and publicity stuff. I'm more just kind of like mellow and chill.
Yeah.
But really, like throughout the years, it was kind of hard for me to really tell who was who in a way, because I'm a very caring person, but at the same time, it's like I learned how to not be too nice to people when they're taking advantage. Not like I'm gonna go, cuss them out or anything, but it's just kind of more like, okay, I see why you want to be around me, because I know you're a big fan of this actor and I'm friends with them. Like, okay, I get it. So I learned throughout the years how to really deal with that. And like I said, like once I got my clarity that I needed, it really changed the game for me. But because I actually decided to sit down, be by myself, reflect of all the stuff that was happening. And, I had a guitar, so I just started to rewrite music that actually meant something to me. And I think that kind of helped me as well. So when I got my clarity, I don't know, it's just like a week or two later, I just started noticing that I started being more mature about like pretty much like the business side, personal side. And yeah, like I
And you're now recording, right? You're gonna be a recording artist now.
Yeah,
So
so
tell us about that project.
I'm officially
No, you heard it here, folks.
officially right now me and my friend Robert, we're pretty much setting down the skeletal part. We're already working on songs. I hung out with them. I think it was like about, well, I think it was like last week. Um, we hung out, pretty much talked about like music and stuff. And I've worked with them previously on a show that we performed in for the first time ever, or that I performed in at Cine del Rey last year for Alyssa's Black Clown event.
Mm.
And so I got to play on stage with the band, and I think we did like 2 songs.
And what do you play?
I play pretty much rock and roll, blues.
Nice.
Started getting into like the Tejano region and like the Latino region, or the Latin America market. And so really, like, from that show, the guys that I got with and we performed and stuff, I really liked the environment. And so I was like, these guys are pretty cool. And so me and Robert, the singer, we started working again, and we became like very close. And so I posted out on on the group chats that I'm in on Facebook with like musicians from like all around the valley. And so I posted a thing saying that, hey, like, I'm working on a special project. I'm looking for a drummer, bass player, singer. And so he was the very first one to text me, and he was like, hey dude, like, if you need a guitar player and a singer, I'm right here. I'm like, done. And so we hung out, started, jamming out like the ideas that I had. In total, I have about 28
28 original.
28 originals
Fantastic.
that I wrote throughout the years. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to do a double record. So half of it's going to be for the English market, half of it's going to be the Spanish market, and then possibly a couple of those I'll probably end up mixing like together. So we started doing the skeletal process pretty much like last week. And then I really, really want to go into the studio by the end of January. And then hopefully, if everything goes as scheduled, and of course with my other projects as well, I'm happy that I have a manager now
That's nice.
to help me manage all the ideas, because I'm very like this. Like, if an idea pops out, I want to do it right then and there.
Who's your manager? So we'll give him a shout out.
Oh, JJ Fernandez.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
San
JJ.
Antonio. Yeah.
So
Shout out to JJ.
hermano. And George is my agent with
Nice.
Tag Agency
Shout out to
in Austin.
George.
Yeah, they're awesome. But yeah, I'm doing that, and so all because I got my clarity, all because I got the support that I needed. Thank you, Audrey. And yeah, so I'm pretty much full on like into it, and I know from the other projects that I'm booked for, and I'm in talks with them. I know it's going to be a very busy year, and so it's going to be good.
Do you have an estimated release date on the albums?
Hopefully, I want to. I know I have to give myself a due date, because if I don't, then I'm going to keep prolonging it. And I've learned that I can't always do that. So in order for me to really like set in stone, I'm going to set a date. Hopefully I want to do it in January, do all the mixes, do everything, masters. So that way, hopefully by March, either March or April, if I give myself that deadline, pretty much release it, give it a couple months, and then ideally by the end of maybe August, September, I do want to begin a tour, because I think that's going to be really, really cool.
Nice. Well, for your release, we want to host your release party here.
It's gonna be fun.
We'll come on the air. We'll do a live.
I like to
do a
party
release party
still.
here.
I like to have fun. The rock and roll.
Yeah, we love hosting release parties here for artists. So come on over. We'll have it here. We'll send your music over the airwaves and have a party.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be awesome. Hopefully, hopefully, like I said, everything goes as planned, and like I said, I'm very like hyper focused right now on all these projects, and so I really do believe that I can do it, and I'm gonna do it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, excellent. Wish you the best. Thank you for coming out and sharing. We invite you to come back and share every new project that you come and work on. Come over and let us know.
Hmm.
Let our audience know about it and give us the details. We want to follow your career.
Yeah, and then well, I totally forgot to tell you, but I have a music video that came out as well with Freddie Honda and like all
Popular
the
Loner.
popular loner
That's for
guys.
shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Popular Loner. They were in our studio this year. In fact, they came over.
Yeah, I love working with Freddie. I love working with all the guys. Bardomar especially too. Like that, whenever they need something, they always call me first, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go do it. The song's called Storylines. The music video's out there, and it was really cool because I got to work with a good friend of mine as well, Sarah,
Hmm.
who she's an amazing actress. She's really really cool. She was actually my screen partner. So originally they had other people, because I was just supposed to be an extra, and I know she had the lead role for the girlfriend, and then some other guy had the lead role for like the boyfriend.
Hmm.
I don't know what happened, but I got a phone call. I showed up, and then I'm there on set, and then they're like, "Hey, are you comfortable with doing stunts? Like your team's not gonna get mad or anything?" And I'm like, "No, I was like, tú tírame." Like, just throw me. I'm like, "What? What's up?"
So you do your own
Well, we
stunts.
need you. There's gonna be a scene where we throw you out of a door because you're getting kicked out of a party, and we're not gonna CGI it or anything. We're actually gonna do it for real. So I was like, I'm in. I'm always in. All right. So we did that take, and if y'all see it on YouTube, you're gonna see the scene where they literally just mocos, and you just see me like, oh, and then mocos.
And this is in the video.
Yeah, it's the. I think he used like the first take or the second take because I think we did it like 7 times.
Holy-
And yeah, by then I was like, dude, like
you bruised up.
I love you and all, but damn, bro. But yeah, then they threw me into a pool, and then like it was a very very fun and amazing music video to be in. And the cool part is that it looked very realistic, because I have chemistry like with Sarah since like I've known her for like a couple months. Or actually, no, I've known her for almost 2 years because we were together on a film for that's called Find Me, and so that's how we met. And then we just pretty much stayed in contact with each other and stuff, and then we became good friends, and then we started working with each other like on other projects as well. And then so pretty much like when I found out that she was a girlfriend, I was like, oh, I was like, what's up, dude? And she's like, oh my god, hey. And so it looks very realistic, I'll put it to you that way. Like we knew what to do, and the way we would talk behind the camera and be like, okay, look, um like the scenes about this, like, oh, like what do you think like we can do? And she'd be like, oh no, like what if we do it like this, or like what if we had like an argument, and like an actual argument. So sometimes we would kind of like argue for real, but just to kind of bring like those kind of like a rehearsal in a way. So we'd kind of like rehearse the scene, and it would be all like not in the mood with each other or whatever. So whenever they would say, Vladimir would say action, it would look very realistic. And then right after he would say cut, then it'd be like, oh, dude, that was awesome. And she's like, oh my God, really? I'm like, dude, that was awesome. Like her crying scene was good. I'm still learning how to cry.
That's
I
hard.
can do it, but
That's hard.
it takes me a good while to like
Yeah.
actually go into like the motion because like
Yeah.
I'm always excited and I'm always happy. So it's kind of hard for me sometimes to have a dramatic scene like that. But she really did like killed it off. She did amazing, and like it was a very cool music video.
Good deal. And they're telling me that we've got it queued up, ready to go. So we're gonna close out the show. Whenever we get ready to close out, we'll close out with the music video.
Cool.
Yeah. So now tell our viewers how can they get a hold of you on social media.
Pretty much you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. I don't really use X anymore, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can find me on Instagram, Caleb KALEB _ official. You can see all my projects. You can see if y'all want to book me for anything. my agency's information is there. My manager's information is there. Facebook as well, and on TikTok, same thing. Caleb_official.
That'll work.
I pretty much just kept everything the same as my Insta.
You have to, right? You have to.
And then
awesome.
if you want to Google my movies and stuff that I've done, just Google Caleb Phoenix. That's my stage name.
Are you on IMDb?
Yeah, I'm on IMDb. You can see all the stuff that I do. My bio as well. You can see everything that I do. And so, yeah, it's very good. It's to me a very busy year. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I just want to go out there and just perform.
Now there's a film premiere this coming Sunday here at the Incubator. In fact, here in our building, with the Eggnog. The film's called Eggnog.
Oh, with Manelli, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been. What's his name? Joe.
Yeah.
Joe. Yeah. No, I'll definitely come out.
Yeah, come out. It'll be Sunday at 7 p.m. So I want to invite everyone else to come out.
Well, then in that case, I will be here.
Is there anything else that we might have forgotten to talk about that you want to mention? Any projects you want to mention? Any shout outs you want to send?
Well, shout out to my to the Popular Owner guys. Shout out to Audrey. Shout out to Sarah. My compadres from Grupo Anexado. that I went to go see yesterday with the Ramon Ayala Posada.
Oh,
they performed on stage.
Nice.
And they're hitting it. Like they're I'm a huge fan of their music.
Are they going to be the next Grupo Frontera?
If I'm not lying, I'm pretty sure.
Good.
I 100% see that. They have such an amazing music, and like I know the bajo guitarrista guy, which is Frankie. I know Mike. We all used to work together. Well, I used to work with them with United, and we still do. It's just I work across the building with Delta. But throughout the years, like we've known each other, and so really, I went to go see them. Like I've been with them when they're doing like rehearsals and stuff like that. But I've never really been to like an actual show. And so yesterday, as soon as Frankie told me, "Hey, dude, we go on stage like at 6:30," I was like, "All right, I'll be there." And I went, pretty much saw them live, and I was at the very, very front. And then they were cool. Like they gave me the hat, which is really cool. Anexado. Yeah, they gave me the hat, and they gave me like a flask that has like the Grupo Anexado on it. And then pretty much like afterwards, we just went to go hang out with like Ramon Ayala. We're just there, just hanging out, platicando, because they were doing like a little like after party. Mm-hmm. And so it's like right there. And so we just ended up going over, and then I just ended the night there with them. So it was cool. It was cool.
We got to bring them over to the studio.
You'll love them. Yeah. Frankie and Mike are super, super cool. Pretty much like the whole band is very like amazing. But yeah, shout out to them. They've been a huge support system as well. And so really like pretty much just shout out to them, and a couple of my other friends too.
Good deal.
Shout out to you as well for for inviting me and being a good friend.
Yeah, thanks for accepting our invitation. And so the doors are always open here at 97.7 for you. We love sharing your life stories with our audience. We want people to find out, hey, there's a lot of talent here in the RGV. We've got
there is. Like right now, pretty much like after this, I'm probably gonna go to Gremlin, go check out like the metal shows that they're there. Because I like to go to shows sometimes by myself and just watch the musicians and just pretty much be like by myself and not necessarily like either somebody from my team or
entourage.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Because I have to do that sometimes. But I like going out and seeing what other local artists I can collab with, or do music with, or network with. And so pretty much that's probably what I'm gonna do, like in a little bit. Probably go check out the show, or probably just go check out like wherever there's like live bands and just see what's out there, because there's a lot of talent. Yeah, there's a lot of talent.
There is. Well, thank you for making the time to come out, talking to our audience. Go and follow him, Caleb_official. Caleb_official. Got it. We'll give him a follow, give him a like, share it, and share this show with someone that you think will benefit from listening to it. And words of encouragement for anyone out there who's watching, who wants to get into the industry.
Well, definitely, I will say this: if you have a passion and you love it, by all means, do it. That's something that I had to learn very early on because I knew what I wanted to do, which was to be an artist, be a musician, be an actor. Um, and even though a lot of people would tell me, like, yeah, madura, madura, or oh, you should be focusing in school, you should be doing this, you should be doing that instead. While believe it or not, even though I was 15, while everybody else was learning world history or math or whatever, I'm over here learning how to do my taxes.
Yeah,
because
because you're gonna need to.
Yeah, because I
That's the
had
real
to.
stuff.
Like I grew up very, very, very quick. And so really like if you have a passion for, what you do, especially if you want to be in this industry, you gotta learn that this industry is a lot of rejection. You do get it rejected a lot. Because it's not just you that's the only actor in Hollywood. It's you and like thousands of others that are fighting for the same role for you. And so you got to learn how not to take rejection too personal or even personal in general. It's more kind of like, okay, you have an audition, cool, you do the audition.
Take it as a learning experience.
Hey, you didn't get a call back. Okay, no, that's fine. At least the casting director or whoever was reviewing your tape is aware of you now, and maybe that tape can actually end up helping you on the long run. And so you just got to learn how to pretty much follow along, do what you want to do, follow your passion. Like I know Audrey has like a huge passion for like film or for like photography. And so looking at her progress throughout the years and just going at it and continue it and just going and working hard for it, it's the exact same thing for like me as well for my stuff that I do. And so really like that's my message. It's just if you have a passion for it, I'm not saying, F everybody else, but in a way it's more kind of like just do you, and it's your goal, it's your dream, it's your life, not your parents', not your friends. It's what you want to do in the career, it's what you want to do in the future, and it's how you're going to support yourself in that future.
Mm-hmm.
And just do it. Just do it, and
Good words of
have fun.
encouragement. Yeah, I tell my students, if you don't get an audition, don't take it personally.
Mhm.
Take it as a learning experience. It might be that role just wasn't you.
Yeah.
and they just saved you from the wrong role. And so just use it as a learning experience and go do it again, and you're going to find that right role that's going to fit you. It's going to be perfect.
Exactly.
Your role's waiting for you somewhere.
I mean, trust me, I've been rejected many, many times from like major projects. But like I said, that one video or that one demo reel, your name spreads.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a phone call from my agent not too long ago saying that, hey, were you aware that your name is now out there in LA? It's out there in Atlanta. It's out there in New York. Like your name's been going around all these years, and in a good way too. So you have a lot of eyes on you. So to get a phone call like that was actually very refreshing. And so, yeah, you don't expect to be booked for every single audition. Now, I'm not saying you can't, because of course you can, but you always got to be prepared for that possibility that you might get a call back, you might not. You might get the call back, but then you might not get the third call back, or you might get the third call back, but you might not get the producer session or the director session, or whatever, how many auditions that you got to do to get in. And so you just got to stay strong and just continue working on the craft and just continue moving forward.
Good words of encouragement. That's a great way to end the show, right? With some positive words of encouragement. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And I want to thank you guys for watching once again. And we leave you with Popular Loner, and what's the title of the song?
It's called Storylines.
Storylines on 97.7 FM.
Woo!
broken pictures on the wall. In the end I'm blamed for all, for the choices that I made. Now this light consumes my head. I don't ever wanna love somebody else. I don't ever wanna share you with nobody else. You're mine to the end of eternity. Please tell me, is it me? Is it you? Tell the truth. I'm so sick of the same old storylines and this pain that we both put us through, that I pray that we both can leave behind. Is it me? Is it you? Tell the truth. I'm so sick of the same old storylines and this pain we both put us through, that I pray that we both can leave behind. Fuss and fight, break up, crushed inside makeup, just to find our trust. Just to find our trust. Did we try enough? Is this life for us? Or do we fight for love? Now we're lost in the deep end. I'm counting the seasons, I'm counting the reasons. Lost inside my own feelings. I'm tired of hearing the song that we live in. Is it me? Is it you? Tell the truth. I'm so sick of the same old storylines and this pain that we both put us through, that I pray that we both can leave behind. Is it me? Is it you? Tell the truth. I'm so sick of the same old storylines and this pain that we both put us through, that I pray that we both can leave behind. Now we're lost in the deep end. I'm counting the seasons, I'm counting the reasons. Lost inside my own feelings. I'm tired of hearing